Welcome to another episode of Assertiveness, the show that gives ordinary South Africans the space to talk about things that really matter. We've been getting an attack on social media to say that we bring too many women on the show and they never give the male perspective. So today we've brought in 3 men who are going to give us the male perspective on male stereotypes. Often when you're growing up as a man, I hear, because I don't have a son and I'm not a man, I hear things like, be strong, don't cry, suck it up because you're a man. And I think it's a bit unfair for us to bring up men in that manner because those are ego damaging phrases that are being used to bring up boy children, if I may call it that. But before I even go and deep into what we're going to unpack today, let me get the introductions out of the way. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, hot, but not too bad.
You're hot? Yeah. Hot as in shisa or hot like hot?
Yeah, pick one. No, it's a really hot day today.
You really just say pick one.
I did say pick one. I did say pick one, I'm sorry.
If that happened.
It happened.
Okay. So you guys are going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell us who you are, where you're from. You know, like, do they know you from Gwazi? Do they know you from Manyisa? Kwasa? Or are you that creepy guy? The creepy guy in the club who's lurking, just waiting to punish a girl who's loose. Let's start here.
I don't know which, so I'm definitely not creepy.
Okay.
Born in Zambia, raised in South Africa. I wanted to be a superhero when I grew up. I ended up being a banker. Yes, I work in a bank.
You're so mediocre from what you wanted to be.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I ended up being a banker. I'm not creepy. I'll say that again.
Okay.
I don't think I'm that guy standing in the corner waiting to creep on a girl.
Okay.
Probably in the center waiting to creep up on the girl. Somewhere in the center.
What kind of a superhero would you have been?
I probably would have been Batman. I think
Batman exists. We don't need another Batman.
We don't need another Batman.
No, so we need something else.
So completely different.
Yeah, completely
superhero.
different. What would you have been your superpower?
I don't know. A combination probably of what Superman can do, so flying, ability to tell the future. I think that would be a great superpower.
I wish I could change like how I look. Like just like think, okay, I want now long hair, go blue eyes, you know. Okay, anyway, and that's not about me. Welcome, Ruben. You didn't even tell us your name.
My name is
You just
Ruben,
said, but thank goodness I know who you are. You just started saying born in Zambia. Okay, so you Ruben, and you're a banker. So
I work with people who have money. That doesn't mean I have money.
So wait, are you the people who watch people deposit like R1 million, like 5 million, so you know how much is in people's accounts?
I'm not going to say that, but maybe I do, yeah. I work with people.
If someone says that, it's because that's exactly what they do. Okay, no, we get you. We won't let you divulge any more information about what you do.
Yeah.
Simo Sake.
Yeah, Simo is my name. I'm a trainee accountant.
Okay.
And carrying on Ruben's topic, if I had to be a superhero, I'd love to be Professor X.
Who's Professor X now?
The guy who can tell you what to do. Yeah, he reads your mind and he manipulates your mind.
So it's like Inception, kind of, but in like daytime.
No. Inception's more of you use your brain at 90%, whatever. That's like boring. I would like, if I had Professor X's power, I'd probably be like the richest man in the world.
So it's something if you're in the club and you're seeing a girl across the room, you want to make her come to you. Oh, I see.
Mind control.
I see.
Mind control.
So where are you from?
I'm from the south.
From the south, from the dirty south.
Dirty south. I'm proudly southern.
And but what's ngabani lena south?
You know that guy who everyone goes to?
Yeah.
Just for anything, I'm not that guy.
That guy.
No. Not that
Why?
guy. I'm a stay-at-home type of guy.
Okay. So you're not the type of guy to call up and say, what are we doing on Friday?
I'm at home on Fridays.
Are you the guy who organizes the girls though? I'm just asking.
I'm shy, so no, definitely not.
Where do you stay now?
In North Riding.
Oh, Oh, so you went from, I see, yes.
Great nyana.
To actualizile, to the north.
Capitalize, yeah.
Look at your life. Okay, welcome, Simo. And we've got Daddy Mfunda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, and how are you?
Good, good. To introduce myself,
Who's Mfundo?
Mfundo Butelezi. I'm from the south as well. Yes, my
I
surname.
always believe your surname was Ngeto.
No, that was my second name.
Oh, it's a name.
Yes. So my full name is Imfundo Ilungeto.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Xhosa name.
sentence.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I just had to cut it in half, because some people were struggling pronouncing the name. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So you're asking what in Dumengani? Ish, I'm Dumanga Jaiva. I don't dance.
Sadly.
Yeah, I just take 2 steps ahead, You know how I roll?
Oh, really now? But you know what you look like? You look like that guy who's always with a girl. Like if we find you anywhere, you're standing in a girl and you're lying to her.
Yeah.
You just have that aura.
Is it? And it's a total opposite, Like I'm always with the gents if I'm not with my girlfriend. So yeah, I'm the opposite.
He's got a girlfriend, ladies. Kindly put back those hormones in their box. These men are right, your own relationships.
I'm in a relationship with myself. Yeah, at the moment.
Well, then they are all in relationships.
Yes, we're all in relationships.
Okay, anyway, let's jump right into what we're going to talk about. Mfundo, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about male stereotypes and how it always comes across like it's unfair for men, especially in this day and age. It feels like there's so much emphasis on women and women issues and, let's feel sorry for the woman. Then there's 16-day, I'm not mocking it, but I'm just saying in the context of what we're talking about. There's 16-day of activism against women abuse. You never hear of 16-day of activism against men abuse, and men do get abused. We chatted the other day about how, we talk about pregnancy and we talk about how it impacts a person's life, but more often than not, we're talking about how it impacts the woman's life. Nobody ever thinks about the guy and the fact that my life also gets impacted. Granted, but see the problem, that's not the problem. See, you guys run away from a responsibility, but we'll get there. For now, I want you guys to just give me a perspective, your own personal opinion on how you feel about how society handles the new age man. How is society handling you? Are you happy with how society sees the new age man? Or are you feeling prejudiced and put in an unfair position?
Look, I think you have to look at the past. I mean, obviously women have been marginalized, didn't have a lot of rights in the past. And as a nation, as South Africa, we are striving to move towards equality. That is the big push, one of the big pushes, several pushes in South Africa. So equality means putting women on the same equal footing as men. And that's not to say, men are better. Men, because of the past, have had probably more privileges. And you can see that in terms of composition of board members in big companies. It's more male-dominated. So I understand where it's coming from, why there is a focus on women abuse. And why there is so much activism around ensuring that women are, put on that equal footing. At the same time, men begin to start getting marginalized as well. And probably this is probably another point in terms of linking into BEE and white people starting to feel marginalized because most jobs are going to black people. So
in fixing one thing,
there has to be a balance. So you're trying to balance out things. It can't tip over. Yeah. And sometimes it does. But that's definitely not to say that I don't believe in putting women on equal footing.
But when you say putting women on equal footing, are we talking about advancing them and giving them special what is it? Like, are we catalyzing them, or are we saying give them the same opportunities? Or are we saying there is a need to fix what has been the past of marginalizing women? We now need to almost push them. So almost what BE does is we're pushing the previously disadvantaged and women falling in that bracket of they've always been, marginalized and previously disadvantaged. So are we advancing them, or are we giving them equal footing?
It is a bit of both. It's more around education, not formal education, in terms of women must go to school, whatever. It's more around educating women and saying, listen, you can be the breadwinner in a family. You can do what a man does, right?
Can they?
To a certain extent. To a certain extent, they can. Obviously, I'm talking about the basic things like getting a job, being the breadwinner, being that CEO of a big
I love how you said that, and I've got a very big problem with what you just said. You just said the basic things, and that makes me very uncomfortable. Are you saying we can only do what men do when it comes to basics, or are you saying...
So if you want to get technical, women at the moment, this is
Be very careful with what I'm about. Yeah.
it's very, very technical.
Yeah.
So the fastest person in the world, right, in terms of running, is a man. I'm not saying a woman will never, ever be able to run as fast as a man, but at the moment, it can't be done.
Hold that thought. I want to hear what Simon Funde's perspectives are in terms of how society treats the new man, the modern man. Are you feeling oppressed? Are you feeling prejudiced? Or are you saying, you know what, it was bound to happen?
Similar to Ruben's thoughts, I feel that in the past, everything was perceived in a certain way. Men must be this, men must be strong, men cannot do this, men cannot do that. And as times have come, some of men's roles have changed, and women are now able to do some of the men's roles. So, but some things are still frowned upon, such as you said, on your show, you only talk about pregnancy for women. And from my side, I would have, if I ever had a child, I would also love to come and say how my life has changed. But obviously, it's frowned upon in society, like
For you to speak about pregnancy.
to speak about such things, to speak about how some girl broke my heart, to speak about
Our chest pain.
chest
Baby, my legs.
Exactly.
Come on, guys. Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of that needs to change.
Okay.
Times have changed now. We need to move along now.
I like what you said. You touched on a point to say that men were expected to be strong, and times have changed. And because times have changed, we kind of almost have to now see the man, the new man, in a different light. To say, being strong is not necessarily now just attached to being a man. You know, just because you've got male genitalia does not necessarily mean you have to be strong. I like that. But you hold that thought also. Let's get Mfundo's perspective and get an understanding, you know, yeah.
Okay, so my opinion is that we are very totally different, you know, as much as we're the same.
Yeah.
Men and women. And I think we need to understand that. And I think we need to embrace that, you know what I mean? There is no superior amongst the two, you know. There are certain things that women are strong at, you know, that they are gifted at, nurturing, you know, paying attention to detail. There are certain things that we males naturally, like he said, running the 100 meters, you know. But, you know, the world isn't just about running, you know, there's so many things going on in this world. So we just need to embrace and acknowledge that we are very different, you know, and take it from there. With regards to women being oppressed, it is a reality. It's nothing that we can run away from. And to be honest with you, I'm a 27-year-old black man, right? And I can tell you that while women are given more rights and so on, you know, while attempts are being made to improve women's lives and give them more equality, nothing has really happened.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed, you know. I still have that privilege, you know. So, like any other oppression that has happened, you know, I think we just need to carry on uplifting women, you know, racism, any other oppression, you know. But to be honest with you, I'm not really upset about anything, you know. I'm okay as a man, you know, generally. You know? Yeah.
After the ad, we're going to go for a quick ad break, and I'm going to come back. I want to talk about what you've just said now, because I fully agree with you to say, in as much as Ruben touched on the advancement of women, there really hasn't been much change. And that's might be the reason why we still try to focus on women most of the time, because I think the change that that never happens is the change in the family. And I want us to touch on that. So while we're going to ad break, you guys must think about it. The change in the family and how you treat the woman in your family. That is very, very important. Let's go for a quick ad break.